All right, the Jeep is all loaded up. We are getting ready to go record this episode of Exploring California in Joshua Tree National Park. Now, we're leaving from our house here in Lincoln, California. It's gonna take us about 8 hours, although with little kids, it might be more like 10 to get down there. We've got a cool Airbnb for a couple of nights, and we're gonna show you everything Joshua Tree has to offer. We got on the road a little bit later than we would have liked, which is often the case with little kids, but the plus side is we were already past the main traffic times. All right, I dropped the family off at In-N-Out to get some food ordered for us. We are in Merced, and I ran over and got some fuel. Gonna go back and meet up with them, but it is crazy windy here. And that reminds me of one piece of advice that I've learned the hard way that I'll share with some of you, and maybe it'll help, is when you're going on a trip like this one's only 8 hours, so not too bad, but it's so important to check the weather, not just at home and at your destination, but along the way. Years ago, going to Moab, Utah with some buddies, we did not check along the way, and we went through rain and hail and all sorts of craziness. We had a bunch of luggage up on top of the car that got soaked, and it was craziness. And so I learned, always check the weather all along your route. What are you eating, Harper? In-N-Out? Most of the drive was really pretty scenic, and we were thankful that we didn't hit a whole bunch of traffic. We do have family in Southern California, so a lot of this drive is pretty familiar to us, and yet still, it always amazes me how much the landscape of California changes and is so diverse as you travel through it. One of our daughter's favorite games right now to play in the car is I Spy. So on a long drive like this, you better believe there was no shortage of things to spy and call out, and fun to be had along the drive. This was our first real glimpse of a desert landscape where you could just see for miles. Now, this time of day, the sun was still high, but pretty soon it started going down and really bringing some impressive views. As the sky turned dark, our anticipation grew as we watched for the lights of Yucca Valley that would show us we were almost there. All right, we are almost there. On the right up here.
Little bumpity bumpity.
A little bumpity bump, and I don't even know, 6940.
Harper, where are we? At Joshua Tree House.
All right.
The Joshua Tree House.
We're here.
That's our view.
All right, we made it. It is dark, but we made it. All right, we made it. It is day one in Joshua Tree. This is the cool little Airbnb we found. So we left our home in Lincoln at about 9:20, or at least I think that's when we left the Starbucks by the house. And we got into the town of, let's see, I think it's Yucca Valley, right about 6:45, 6:50. That's about 15 minutes shy of where we're staying. My wife had called in a pizza, super smart, so it was ready when we got there. Picked it up, brought it back to the Airbnb to feed the kids and get them to bed. So it really wasn't that bad of a drive. Keep in mind, we're traveling with a 3.5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. Doesn't get much more challenging than that. And still, one day's drive, here we are in just a completely different place. I just love the diversity of the landscape that is California, from mountains to beaches to desert. And now we get to go explore.
Headed out for adventure day 1. Driver! That's what day 2. Hey, bud. There you go. What you reading?
This is Geology Tour Road, the main kind of road that takes you past a bunch of the rocks, a bunch of the cool stuff to see here. Now, if you ask the Rangers, this should probably be the last photo ever taken of us. It's kind of funny, but some of the Rangers really feel that this Purdue Trail is not a safe place to go alone. We went for it anyway after doing our research, and let me tell you, it really wasn't challenging at all, but it was a lot of fun. The views in the canyon were great, and it was totally worth it. There were a few rocky sections that you had to kind of pay attention to what you're doing and a couple of tight squeezes. Of course, we didn't manage to get much footage of those. They probably wouldn't have shown up that great on video anyway, but all in all, this is really a trail that almost any four-wheel drive could do as long as you're even remotely paying attention. But of course, my official advice, better not to go out alone. Always good to have somebody with you. We didn't, but we did have our CB radio and plenty of gear, and we were confident that we were prepared for what was ahead. As you come to the end of the canyon, you actually leave the national park. That gate we just went through there is where you transfer into BLM land. This little bit of dirt road after that is kind of a mixture of dirt and old asphalt road. Really nothing too exciting. But now we were done, and it was time to head back and see what else we could see with the rest of our day at Joshua Tree National Park. As we got back into the park, we decided to look for somewhere to do a little bit of hiking and exploring, as we had all been in the Jeep for quite a while and were ready to stretch our legs. before it would be time to catch one of the famous Joshua Tree sunsets. All right, we are wrapping up our first day here in Joshua Tree. Beautiful sunset, getting ready to go down. Behind me, we are standing in the park now. What an awesome day it's been. It is cold. It is high 30s, but with the wind chill, really feels more like high 20s. But it is beautiful. We spent most of the day in Burdew Canyon, starting in the morning in the Jeep. It's a pretty cool Jeep trail going through the canyons. Did a lot of driving around, going to the visitor centers, got to learn some about the Joshua trees, see some great sights. Looking forward to some great rest after dinner tonight, maybe some s'mores with the kids, and tomorrow we'll go check out more of the rock formations. Good morning. It is day 2 here in Joshua Tree. It's cold and I'm tired, but if I'm tired, the wife's really tired because the kids did not sleep that well and she was amazing at helping them. But we had a great day yesterday. We're gonna have another great day today. It's our last day before we head out tomorrow. And so this is our chance to really go see more of the big rocks, more of what Joshua Tree has to offer currently. The wind isn't bad at all, and so that's awesome. Really hoping it stays that way today. And I mean, just check out this view.
Harper, what are we on? Is this our last hike of the trip? Ah! Harper, what are we doing?
Okay.
What are we doing?
Hiking?
Hiking. Are you having fun?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love hiking?
Mommy, not that way.
This way, Bubs. Do you love hiking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love something off the rocks. Like standing on
Yeah.
the
Needless to say, we were sad that our final day was coming to an end, but also so thankful that Harper requested a final hike as a family. We got to enjoy climbing on the rocks, taking in the final views. What a blessing it was to build these memories with our kids. All right, that's a wrap. The Jeep is all loaded up. Time to leave Joshua Tree. We've had an awesome couple of days. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching some of what we explored here in Joshua Tree. We had a lot of wind and some cold and a little kids, but we still got to do a lot. And if you have any questions about things we did or things we didn't do or any info so you can plan your own trip to go explore this part of California, hit me up. I would be happy to share.